Greetings, everyone. Well, it's closer look time again here on the Multimedia Chronicles. Today we're going to be taking a look at my complete series Blu-ray set of Sherlock Holmes, the Granada television series that was produced between 1984 and 1994, starring Jeremy Brett as the inimitable consulting detective extraordinaire. All right, let's check it out. Sherlock Holmes, the Granada series, starring Jeremy Brett, today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. So a lot of people, myself included, consider Jeremy Brett to be the definitive portrayal of everyone's favorite consulting detective. So the Granada series was one of the most thorough adaptations of the original stories by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle originally wrote 60 stories. Some were novels, some were short stories. Of those 60, the series adapts 43 across its 41 episodes. There are 36 one-hour episodes and 5 feature-length episodes. So episode 35, The Eligible Bachelor, incorporated elements from The Noble Bachelor and The Veiled Lodger. So two stories kind of mixed and matched to create one episode. Likewise, episode 40, The Mazarin Stone, incorporated elements from The Adventure of the Mazarin Stone and The Adventure of the Three Garridebs. So, over the course of the 41 episodes, they adapted in whole or in part 43 of the original Sir Arthur Conan Doyle stories. So let's head on down to the black table and we'll take a look at this rather classy Blu-ray collection of the complete series of Sherlock Holmes.
Okay, here we have the complete series of Sherlock Holmes, the complete Granada television series from the 80s on 12 discs, starring the inimitable Jeremy Brett as Sherlock Holmes. Absolutely my favorite of all of the sort of classic Sherlock Holmes adaptations. Jeremy Brett was absolutely amazing in this role. Quite a lot of special features here as well. Very, very nice. And it was quite a treat to find out they'd put this on Blu-ray. I've been eyeballing the DVD sets for years, and then they put this out. This is a very classy set too. I don't know how well you can see, but you can see it's actually textured, so it kind of has the feeling of like an old, rough-hewn leather book. It's very, very cool. So let's slide this out here. Now, fairly flimsy cardboard, but just love that texture. The DVD set has the same texturing on it. So here we have the complete list of contents for all. Is this all 12 discs? Yes, this is all 12 discs listed on the package here. So we got The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, The Return of Sherlock Holmes, The Casebook of Sherlock Holmes, The Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes, and then the feature film collection. So this is several feature-length stories that they did. So if you wanted to, I mean, you could pull out your complete Sherlock Holmes book and put these all into chronological order, kind of slot the movies in between the series where they might go. But, yeah, whatever you like. It's just great to have everything collected together here like this. So if we look on the back, we have just a nice little quote there. My name is Sherlock Holmes. It is my business to know what others don't know. That's right. So we don't have the texturing on the inner book here. We just have it on the outer case. But if we open it up, we actually have quite an extensive booklet here, which we'll go through in just a moment. So here, it's all just kind of presented as a big book. You've probably seen these before in other sets. So all of the different series. Just nice artwork on the sort of image of the leather style texture artwork there. color-coded for each individual series that they did. So there's 3 discs for the Adventures, and I think 3 discs for the Return. Is it 2 discs for the Casebook? Just popped out. Hold on a second here. Let's pop that back in. There we go. 2 books for Casebook. 2 books, or it's books, discs for Memoirs, and 2 discs for the feature film collection. And that's it. And as far as I know, there's not really any artwork underneath, just more of the sort of leather texture there. But very, very nice. And then we just sort of close this up here. Put that there. And then we have this lovely booklet, quite thick. How many pages is this? Does it have them numbered? 52 pages. A 52-page book all about the show. There's the man himself. But yeah, I remember my parents used to watch this quite a bit, and I just fell in love with it. I wasn't really big on murder mysteries when I was younger. I kind of got into them when I was older. But and then I'd been wanting to track this down because I remembered my parents watching it quite a bit when I was a kid, and it just kind of stuck in my brain, and I wanted to see it. And you know, finally pulled the trigger on this Blu-ray set, and did not regret it. I think I powered through about half of them in a matter of days. It was just absolutely sucked me in. Just such amazing performances all around. And so we got all kinds of information about each individual story here, which is quite nice. A lot of background information about the show. The intention was to adapt all of them, but Jeremy Brett sadly passed away before they were able to complete them. And so all kinds of information about all of the stories, which is great. I love just how extensive this booklet is. All kinds of goodies in here. So you can kind of read the behind-the-scenes story of each one as you go. If you want to get kind of lots of in-depth info about it. And there we go. And then on top of that, there's actually quite a lot of special features. It doesn't really give you a disc-by-disc breakdown of the special features, but on the back here, I'll just quickly go over them. So we have commentaries with director John Madden and screenwriter Jeremy Paul. Elementary, My Dear Watson, an interview with Edward Hardwicke, who's one of the I believe 2 actors who played Watson over the course of the series. An interview with Adrian Conan Doyle. Daytime Live with Jeremy Brett and Edward Hardwicke. A Sherlock Museum short, and some vintage Sherlock Holmes series promo. So quite cool. So you got a little over 40 hours of Sherlock Holmes adventures there to enjoy, with who, as I say, is, I think, the greatest actor to ever play the role. And I've seen quite a few. I mean, Basil Rathbone obviously is right up there. Everybody loves Basil Rathbone, but for just absolutely nailing the classic character from the original stories, I honestly don't think Jeremy Brett can be beat. I think he's as good as it gets. So yeah, if you're a fan of Sherlock Holmes, you definitely owe it to yourself to check this series out. It's an absolute delight, and you will not be disappointed. Also, for being a British show, it's quite high production value. The entire thing was shot on film, which is why, you know, they were able to put it onto Blu-ray quite easily. And all of this is remastered straight from the original 16mm film prints, and it looks beautiful.
And there you have it. So I'm sure you'll agree, a pretty snazzy Blu-ray set. Now, if you'd like to get this collection for yourself, and I cannot possibly recommend it highly enough if you're a Sherlock Holmes fan, I will, of course, include Amazon links in the description down below. As always, thank you very much to those of you who use my Amazon links, because it does help to support the show pretty directly. Now, that said, if you're having any trouble getting a hold of the box set, there are individual releases of each series as well, including a collection of the feature-length episodes. So I'll be sure to include links to all of those as well, just so you've got all your bases covered. Now, one assumes that they were going to continue to adapt the remaining stories, but sadly, Jeremy Brett passed away the year after they completed the 4th series. Died very young. He was only 61. Such a shame. But he had a lot of health issues, apparently, so both mental and physical. He actually did a lot of talks about it in his later years as well. And it's unfortunate, but we're definitely blessed to have what we do have, because I think this remains, to date, one of the most thorough adaptations of the original Conan Doyle stories. Now, there were a couple of minor alterations, the aforementioned combined episodes that mix and match a couple of the stories together, of course, but also, in terms of the portrayal of Holmes, anyone familiar with the original stories will know that Holmes had quite a cocaine habit. Well, Jeremy Brett actually felt that a lot of younger viewers might be watching and kind of see Holmes almost as a superhero. A character to be looked up to and admired, and he felt that having him with a cocaine habit kind of would taint that. So he actually wrote to the estate of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and got permission to have Holmes kick his cocaine habit in the series. And that's really the only sort of notable change. Other than that, they're very faithful to the original stories, and I think if you're familiar with those stories, you will be very, very pleased indeed with this series. It's absolutely wonderful, and I cannot possibly recommend it highly enough. Alrighty, well, that is it from me to you for now. Hope you enjoyed. As always, thanks for watching. Big thanks to my Patreon sponsors. Be sure to catch me on Twitch. I stream just about every day, and I will see you next time. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara.